Give me a little intro there, Gomer.
There's no turning back now.
Let's put on the show.
You're listening to the Station 71 podcast. My name is Mario, and this week I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Beth
and Kirsten.
So we have a real treat this week. We got to sit down and talk to someone very exciting, and I'm just going to leave it at that for now. We'll tease that in a little bit, but we got some news we got to get through. First thing that we got on here is that the 2020 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival kitchen kiosks and menus have been released. Looks like there's 16 outdoor kitchens this year, and looks like a lot of the same old stuff. And this is more your area, Beth, because this is the one you do Food and Wine is the spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, I have done Flower and Garden before, but typically it's Food and Wine.
Maybe I'm just a bad Disney fan, but has Flower and Garden gotten a lot bigger? Because I feel like there wasn't all kitchens and all that stuff back when I used to go during that time.
It's Food and Wine Part 2 anymore. That's really what it comes down to.
Basically, Epcot should just be the year-long festival of eating food. I mean...
Yeah, pretty much.
But then you kind of get rid of Festival of the Arts, which,
well, there's...
can't do that.
There's
they
food
have
at
those,
that, too.
Yeah,
That's true.
those cookies, those, big... I don't know, that's really my most vivid memory. Or those cookies that look like a palette.
Those are good.
Yeah. I've never had one of those. I did have some good food at Festival of the Arts, though. But I feel like the food aspect of arts is definitely the smallest. But it has gotten bigger slowly.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll become Food and Wine Part 3 eventually. Who knows?
As long as they still do the art part.
Yeah, exactly. They're bringing back the Orange Bird Sipper Cup.
I was just about to say that. What are the odds that sells out in no time?
I don't know. I got it last year, and I didn't go super early on into the festival.
I feel like those souvenir sipper things, especially when they're just for events, have been going real quick lately. They also have the.
Is there a minimum or a maximum?
There probably is.
I feel like there is, but
they also have the Spike the Bee Sipper Cup if anybody wants the favorite non-attraction character, Spike the Bee.
I get that he came from an animated short or whatever, but I just feel like, to quote Mean Girls, it's stop trying to make Spike happen.
Who is Spike?
He's the little bee.
He's kind of become the mascot for that one stand at Flower and Garden.
Yeah, I'm lost.
I'll send you a picture.
The Honey Bistro.
Yeah, that's where they really push him out. I mean, that's the place.
I just don't think he's very cute.
No.
I don't see why they thought that was going to be a thing that caught on. But who knows? Maybe in a few years he will be. He'll have a Duffy in Tokyo.
He'll have a renaissance
situation.
like Orange Bird.
Maybe. Orange Bird's much cuter, though.
You said, stop trying to make Spike happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, pineapple
I
wine?
will say,
that looks good.
I will say that stand that they have him at is the one with the cheesecake. That's really good. The honey cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
And the violet lemonade, I was so confused because I oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm still coughing so bad. I was so confused last year because I was like, what is violet? Is that I kept getting it confused with that character from Big Hero 6, the girl, Honey Lemon or whatever. And I was like, what the heck is violet lemonade? And then I was like, somebody told me, and I'm like, oh, so it's literally just like a drink.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good though.
It is really good. I didn't get the hype until I tried it, but
Yeah.
I definitely would get it over and over again.
So next news topic that we have this week is that there is a discount coming for Fort Wilderness campsites. Guests that want to stay at any fully equipped site most Sundays through Thursday nights, March 29th through May 21st, can save 20% when they book through May 21st, 2020. And that's a pretty good deal. We don't really see discounts like that very often. I still don't know that I would stay at a campsite, though.
Nope.
Yeah, the problem is that you still have to get all of the stuff to stay there. And I know there are companies that like go and set it up for you, but that still costs extra money. So it's not like you're just paying, $60 to stay at Disney. You're paying $60 in addition to, if you have your own stuff, you have to pay the gas and stuff to get there. And then if you, go through one of the companies, you have to pay them to come bring the stuff and set it up, or you have to rent it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a great deal if you're already planning on doing this for sure.
Yeah. And then the last little bit of news that we have on here that I know is going to spark something in Kirsten. Cast member blackouts continue through May 2020 for Disney's Hollywood Studios. It looks like this is the going on 6-month blackout of Hollywood Studios.
That's so crazy.
So
It's crazy because you think about it from like the college program perspective. There are people on their program that couldn't go to studios.
I could be wrong. I'm sure one of my roommates will correct me, but I don't remember having a single blackout day when I was on my program. Like, I was in Magic Kingdom on July 3rd,
Weren't you there during the new Fantasyland stuff too? So like you were there during a time that they were opening stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we used to get on Dumbo, the old original Dumbo, and ride it just so we could look over the construction walls. And yeah.
See, the crazy thing is like I kind of get why they're doing it, because they did do cast member previews for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So it's not like they're totally blocked out from doing it. And I mean,
But that wasn't all cast members.
right. That's what I mean. Like there's still the exception where it's like it's kind of weird that like not everyone's getting these privileges. But whatever, Disney.
I mean, I get it.
It's just weird.
I think it's kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're going to have to bleep
That's
me.
fine. I mean, I left that in last week's, so
You left it in?
I bleeped
accident.
out 2 of the not PG words, but left in one of them totally by accident.
Uh-oh. Oh, well. We're only human. It happens.
Yeah.
And like, if it was just, I feel like if it was just college programmers, that I would understand more, because like, let's face it, people go on the college program to like get crazy for 6 months and just basically they're privileged enough to be able to live at Disney World and, not worry about supporting themselves. That was me. No shame in that whatsoever. But like real, I don't know, full-time cast members and stuff, like they work so hard. They should get to do things.
Yeah. I have a friend that works at Hollywood Studios, and he has spoken several times about how annoying it is that he can't even go to the park that he works at on his free time.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. I don't know. I can't imagine being blacked out, especially like now. Like that's the park everyone's talking about, and I could see if they did like. I know Disney's never going to do this, but I could see if they opened it up like for special events that were cast member only. Like if they did 1 or 2 nights where it was like, okay, you can go to Hollywood Studios after hours, but like I know they're not going to do that, and that's just super weird.
And you know what the awful thing about, especially with the opening of Rise of the Resistance, like they did a cast member previews for that as well. But my friend that I was just talking about, he got into the cast member preview because he works at Hollywood Studios, and then didn't get to experience the whole attraction because it broke down. Like they had to get evacuated. So he still hasn't gotten to ride it because he's like, I'm not going to pay $100 to go to my workplace on my day off.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I would be furious.
So I guess that leads us into our main topic for this week, which I guess at this point we've been teasing it a little bit. we got the chance to sit down and talk to Kal David, who is the voice of Sonny Eclipse, the singing alien animatronic who has been entertaining guests at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in the Magic Kingdom since 1995. We got a chance to talk to Kal about his music career, his opportunities working at Disney, and all of this other really cool stuff that he's done. And this was an awesome interview. I'm really excited to play that back for everyone.
Yes, it was so cool.
Yes. So here is our now past selves talking to Kal David.
Hello.
Hello, is this Kal?
Yep.
Hey, Kal, it's Mario. How are you doing?
Hey, good, Mario. Just fine. How's everything going over there in your world today?
It's going good. I have with me my co-hosts Beth and Kirsten. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. I'm super excited about getting to talk to you.
Well, I'm happy to be on the phone with you guys. Hello, Beth and Kirsten.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Oh, look, we're all on the line. Great.
So sorry about the delay. We had a couple technical difficulties on our end. But yeah,
Sounds like it's all working now.
Yes, everything is working great. But we had a couple questions about some of your voiceover work with Sonny Eclipse. So our first question that we had on here was just what really got you to working with Disney? What led you to the job for the voiceover work for Sonny?
Well, it was just a gig. It was my friend George Wilkins, who composed a lot of music for Disney, including cartoons and stuff. George has been with Disney for many, many years. So George called me to first do was something called Goofy for Health that was going to be at Epcot. And it was a song. I played the part of Goofy's doctor. And Goofy for Health was a skyscape, like buildings with windows, and different lights would come on behind the shades of these windows. And one of them was, when my song came up, there was a cartoon of a doctor, in a silhouette on the shade, and he's lecturing Goofy on how he should be more healthy. And one of the lines I remember was something and smoke, and then you could get cancer and choke. And I remember George saying to me, "Can you put a little more smile on the word cancer?" So anyway, that was quite a success. I actually saw that at Epcot. I went down there with my nephews, and we sat there, and the kid was, I think he was like 4 at the time. He goes, "That's my Uncle Kal." And so we watched it about 3 times. I think that it's already dismantled. I don't believe that Goofy for Health is still at Epcot anymore. I could be wrong, but I believe that it's gone.
It's gone.
Sometime it is gone. Then sometime later, George had this project that he was working on with Sonny Eclipse, and I didn't write it. I was just hired to sing it, and to say those little, I would say things like, "I love your planet. It's so big and round and blue and green, just like my mother-in-law."
That's one of my favorites.
So George had me sing these songs, and I think we did it all in a couple of days. And then my partner Lori had a group at the time. They were called the Brunettes, and they became the Invisible Space Angels. And so they sang backgrounds on the Sonny Eclipse thing on several songs. And I love that music. It's so great. And over the years, many of my fans, millions of people go through that park every year. And many of them are my fans, and they hear that thing and they go, "That sounds like Kal David." And they would write me or call me and say, "Is that you?" I say, "Yeah, that's me." My alter ego, Sonny Eclipse.
That's awesome.
So That's how it came about. It came about through George Wilkins, and I'm still in touch with George on Facebook. He lives in Northern California and still very active in music, but I don't know how much he's doing for Disney anymore, but he's got a studio at his home, like he always had. He had a studio in L.A. when we did these projects here, and he's moved up to Northern California, been up there for some years, and he has a studio at home. And I don't know what he's doing there. Maybe he's doing stuff for Disney still. I don't know. I do not know.
We'll have to look into that.
So one thing I want to ask, our other co-host Brian couldn't be on tonight, but he really wanted us to ask how difficult it was to sing "You Nork" without stumbling over the phrase backwards.
Well, I'll tell you. George showed me that lyric. He said, "This is going to be a stumper for you. You know, it's got all those you Nork, like all that." All the backwards stuff. And I didn't have too much of a problem with it, as much as George thought I would. Kind of just went down easy, you know. And the good thing about recording these days is when you make a mistake, you can stop and do it over, even just the word or the line. And so, but it went pretty quickly. I mean, it needed to go quickly. You know, it needed to get done quickly. So.
Were you guys like on a time constraint with the recording process?
Well, you know, I was at George's studio. We were doing a session, and it needed to get done in optimal time. So that's what we did. I mean, it wasn't so much time constraints. It's just like we just got to get the work done. Yeah. We're working here. We're working here. So that's it. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the session, and you know, I love the music, and you know, after we put the girls on it, the Space Angels, with my partner Lori Bono, and her group, it was real sparkly. It was great, and you know, George sent me the music right away, and then it got further mastered, and he sent me the final version. I just really love it. And, you know, I play it it's been on for a long time. It's been around there for quite some time. So my nephews and my niece were young, and I sent them this music and, you know, photos of Sonny. I'll tell you what, I've never been to Starlight Ray's Cafe, and I've never seen Sonny Eclipse in person.
Wow.
But I have many videos that my friends have gone down and sent me videos of it, and of him, of Sonny. And hey, I like it. I'm glad to be Sonny Eclipse.
Is there any particular reason you just haven't really wanted to go to Magic Kingdom, or?
You know, I go where my career kind of takes me. Although this week, Lori and I are going to Mexico for 5 days. We're leaving at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that's like tonight. Yeah. And we're going to, you know, play one little gig down there in 5 days. It's a little festival down there. But usually I go where my career takes me. You know, this summer we're going to go to Washington State, play a festival up there called the Mount Baker Rhythm and Blues Festival. There may be another festival. We're also going to go up to, it's called Blue Frog Studios. It's in White Rock, which is south of Vancouver in BC. And I love that venue. It's a really great venue. So, you know, I'll get a chance to look around Canada a little bit, Washington State a little bit. Then we're going to travel over to New England, Connecticut, New York, you know, Massachusetts, whatever, and do some gigs over there. So, and I really love to go there because that's where Lori's family is. We've got, you know, a couple of grandkids there, not ours, but her sister's kids have, you know, a couple of sons. There's going to be a daughter pretty soon. So we get to go back there and squeeze babies and just have a good time. and play some concerts back there. And it's really great to do the traveling. I no longer travel in the wintertime because I'm living in Palm Springs. Palm Springs has the best weather in the world in the wintertime, and I don't want to shovel any snow. I'm done with that. I'm from Chicago. I shoveled enough snow, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
So, we have snow here up on the mountain, and that's fine. I like to see the snow on the mountain while I'm sitting down here in 70 or 80 degrees in sun. So that's the way I like to spend my winters. By the last 5 or 6 winters, we passed on any touring. I used to travel all the time, but cutting down a little bit because I can.
Well, that's a good place to be.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So, did you have any favorite songs from the Sonny Eclipse set? I know you said you have like a fondness for all of them, but is there anyone that really sticks out for you?
I do love them all, but there's that one, Bright Little Star. That one, you know the one,
yes,
right?
That's actually one of my favorites.
Bright Little Star. Yeah, it's just one of the nicest things George ever wrote, I think. It's just really nice, beautiful music. And so when I hear that, I kind of tear up a little bit.
Aw.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's awesome.
Kind of to bounce off of that one, have you ever, I know that this is probably a no, but have you ever like slipped a Sonny song into one of your live sets?
No, I never have. That might be fun. I thought of it one time, but no, never did it. What I do at my gigs is pretty much the blues and R&B. I mean, I'm trying to be an R&B singer and a blues guitar player. And Laurie and I have these ditties that we write or that we find that we sing that are pretty much R&B songs or blues songs, and that's the bag. So I don't know if the Sonny Eclipse songs would fit into that repertoire. Maybe a little bit. There's one sort of bluesy one, which I can't recall right now. So, but no, I've not done that.
Well, I was just curious. Obviously, you said you didn't write the songs, or I guess the script, the dialogue and stuff. But
I didn't write the ad libs. The ad libs were all written for me.
do you feel like you got to put any of your personality into the character at all, or did they kind of give you enough direction to go the way that you did?
I asked George how he wanted me to treat this thing. Did he want me to come up with a voice? Hello, I'm Sonny Eclipse, or some kind of thing like that. He said, just do what you do, sing it how you sing it, and that's pretty much how I did it. I guess I had a little bit of an attitude when I did the ad libs, but it's pretty much me, and I really feel like it was me.
So we are talking to the Sonny Eclipse right now.
Yes, that's my alter ego.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've seen Sonny change a little bit over the years. They've painted him a different color. I think he was gone for a little while. Then he came back, and I'm glad he came back. I wish they would put him out in the Disney park out here.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That actually kind of...
Maybe I'd get paid again.
That kind of feeds into a question that I had on here, too. A lot of Disney fans have been noting that Sonny's been, quote-unquote, going on tour a lot lately, just for, like, minor refurbishments and stuff like that. And if given the chance, I guess this would be a yes. Would you do the lines for Sonny again if you had to?
Would I do the lines again?
Yeah, would you do, like, the lines and the songs, like, if they asked you to come in and do another session?
Well, if they were to... For example, if they were to put it in Disneyland, I wouldn't need to do it again because it exists already. I don't think they would change it any. But if it were to change, or if they wanted any added dialogue or added songs, I would be happy to jump in and do more. That's it's a chance for me to, be Sonny again. And I'm always looking for any kind of recording sessions. So yeah, that would be great. I was hoping they'd make a movie out of it.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be a great animated film, either animated or maybe not? I don't know, animatronics. But I think those songs are good enough to be in a film. You know?
Oh, for sure.
I think there were 8 songs, right? Were there 8? You guys would know.
I think there were. I'm actually not sure. I know the set's like 25 minutes approximately.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then it keeps repeating.
Yeah.
On an endless loop. Yeah, I'll get down to Starlight Rays one of these days. I mean, there are some people that are asking us. We have a band called Kal David, Lori Bono, and The Real Deal. So they're looking for The Real Deal to come to Florida. And if we do, I'm going to stop at Disney World.
Yeah, there's your perfect excuse.
Yeah.
So that will make it happen for sure.
So I know you said that people have gone to the parks and heard Sonny perform and then contacted you like, hey, is this you singing? Have you ever had the reverse happen where you were out and about and somebody recognized you as Sonny, not the reverse? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, I don't recall that ever happening, where somebody said, hey, wait a minute, aren't you Sonny Eclipse? No, I've never heard that. That would be funny. But no, but countless times people have asked me, is that you singing at Disney World? And I said, yep, that's me.
So I guess there's more big Kal David fans out there than big Disney fans coming up to you.
Well, I play gigs all the time, so people come up to me a lot.
Right.
And ask me things like, do you know how to play moon dance and stuff like that? And I go, yeah, there's a band down the street that's playing moon dance all the time. Why don't you go down the street? Bye-bye.
I guess one of the other questions that I had on here was just, do you have any big musical career highlights? Could be leading, or could be Disney, could not be Disney, just for you in general.
Well, the thing that I told you about it, going to see Goofy for Health with my nephew, was crazy. I mean, that was really cool. He's yelling, "That's my Uncle Cal." That was really a cool thing. There have been many highlights in my long, somewhat illustrious career along the way. And I mean, I got to play with many of my heroes. I played with B.B. King. I played with I don't know, this one and that one. I played. Here's a high point. Do you guys know who John Lennon was?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of kids today that just don't know who the Beatles were. Can you believe that?
It's a shame.
One of the greatest songwriting teams in the world. Those Beatles put out some amazing music. Well, anyway, I was invited to play this gig. It was a war protest in New York City, and they shut down 6th Avenue. And so people were gathering on 6th Avenue, and as far as I could see from the stage, it was like about a mile or so, just people. It must have been 500,000 people out there, and it was a slight drizzle, so there was a lot of umbrellas bouncing up and down. Just as far as I could see, it was really a cool sight. And it was rumored that John and Yoko were going to show up, and they did. The limo pulled up. They came up on the stage, and they wanted me to play. They wanted us to play "Give Peace a Chance," so that everyone could sing it. It was really cool that 500,000 people singing "Give Peace a Chance." All we are saying. And then John turned to me as they were about to leave and said to me, "Keep on playing." And so I know he meant that I should keep playing as they departed. But I also took it as a piece of advice to keep playing, and I'm still playing. So
Yeah.
that was back in 1971, many years ago.
Wow,
Wow.
that's great.
That was a high point.
Definitely.
You know, I had several others. I went to see Muddy Waters. Actually, I was opening for Muddy Waters at a little club in New York, and Duane Allman came in.
Oh.
And so we were hanging out, and he loved Muddy, of course. Muddy played great slide guitar, as did Duane. And we had a great time digging on Muddy, and we became friends. I'd seen him a few times over the years, and when we run into each other, unfortunately he's been gone many years, but when we would run into each other, we'd always say hey, you know, like that.
Did you ever meet Greg?
Do I have any regrets?
No, did you ever meet Greg Allman?
Oh, yeah. I played this gig with the Allman Brothers at a place called the Psychedelic Supermarket in Boston. And that was a club. They used to have a lot of names in there. I saw Cream there. But anyway, my band, Illinois Speed Press, was playing a double bill with the Allman Brothers. And we wanted to jam a little bit, but the gig was over. So the club owner said, tell you what I'll do is I'll lock you guys in. Whoever wants to stay and jam, I'll lock you guys in, and then when the janitor comes at 6 a.m. to clean the club, he'll let you guys out. So Greg stuck around, and Duane. Dickie Betts took off.
Oh, my God.
Trying to think, one of the drummers stayed. My partner in Illinois Speed Press, Paul Cotton, who later became a member of Poco, he stuck around. And we had these jam sessions. I mean, I was standing toe-to-toe with Duane, and we were going at it. And it was just spectacular. So that was a big high point for me, because I really dug the brothers, you know, Greg and Duane and their band.
Well, so I'm a big Cher fan, and, you know, she was married to Greg. And then her, Paulette, I know Dickie's former wife, too. So anyway, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, what was their child's name?
Elijah.
Something Blue.
Elijah Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Which he's still in a band. He plays, I'm not sure what it's called, but he is in a band somewhere there in Malibu.
So, you guys have any more questions for me? I'd love it if you did.
I think I kind of rapid fired through most of mine. I was very excited to ask you those. I'm sorry about that. Do you guys have any other questions that you want to throw Cal's way?
I mean, I don't really have any specific questions. I just feel like Sonny Eclipse has such like a special place in my heart that I hope you know how much, like, even though it's, you know, it's affected people, because I really have like such good memories of listening to Sonny with like my mother-in-law before she passed away. Like, that was our favorite place to go eat and sit, you know. So it's really, I mean, it has affected, I'm sure, many more people in like a much deeper way than you might expect.
Well, that's so nice to hear. I feel that a lot of the stuff I've sung, you know, be it on my records or on the Sonny Eclipse soundtrack or like that, I know that people hear that stuff and it moves them, and they'll play it multiple times in their homes, you know, and they'll dig this music, and I'm very proud of that fact, and I'm very, you know, I love that. It's very nice. So it means a lot to me, and thank you for saying that.
Oh, sure.
And all of you Sonny Eclipse fans out there, I want you to know that I appreciate the love, and I hope you'll become Cal fans also.
Well, that's probably a good place for us to wrap this interview up. While we're doing that, is there any specific song off your album you want me to throw in here so our listeners maybe can convert from Sonny Eclipse fans to Kal David fans?
Well, the first song on Paragon. Well, I have a mental block today against my own album. Lori and I sing a duet. The first song is Same Old Story. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek lyric. It's actually written by a couple of the guys that played with B.B. King on a record. And we borrowed it, changed it, and I like that. That's a good one. So you could play Same Old Story. It's cut 1 on Paragon, so you'll find it.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. This was really awesome and really insightful. I cannot thank you enough for responding to that email.
Yeah, this has been a treat for sure.
Definitely.
Well, a pleasure for me too. Now I'm going to go pack.
Yes.
Go to Mexico.
Enjoy your time in Mexico.
Yes.
Enjoy your trip.
Safe travels.
Thank you very much, you guys. Thanks for the call. I appreciate this interview, and good talking with you.
Thank you so much, Cal.
Well, you too. Thank you.
So I know this is the part of the episode where most people cut out and, you know, we talk about the places you can find us and all that fun stuff, iTunes, subscribe. But please don't do that. I'm going to cut in a song off of Kal David and Lori Bono's album called Same Old Story. You can find it online. We'll leave links to it in the show notes as well. Again, thank you so much to Cal for coming on the show and chatting with us. And to play us out, here's Cal and Lori with their song Same Old Story off their album Paragon.
One hand will give. That's all we know. That's how we live. One day hello, next day goodbye, and everyone still stays high. Same old story, same old song. Goes all right till it goes all wrong. Now you're going, then you're gone. Same old story, same old song.
One builds you up, one tears you down. To some you're a saint, to others you're a clown. What can you